It's the Daily Talk Show, episode 655 already. Can you believe it?
654. 654.
I screwed it up because I didn't cut to us. I didn't trigger it properly. That's okay. We're good.
Oh, really? Okay.
I mean, good day, everyone.
Just a couple of gronks, a few shows in. A few shows in for the day. That could be why, Josh. I'll give you that.
Also, cheers.
Cheers. What are you drinking?
Oh, look at you.
I had the rule, guys, that I would not drink until Friday. Only because last week I almost drank every day.
What have you got there, Sebs? You've got your
smoothie.
little smoothie.
There we go.
Okay.
It's a nightmare doing it in reverse.
Look at my cup, boys.
That's very cute.
The missus, when the missus is out, I drink from her cup.
You are living the dream, TJ.
Guys, I have a ticking time bomb in the car, in the garage.
Bodie?
Yes, Bodie, a child bomb. He hasn't done a poo today, and I hope he hasn't pooed himself. He's got no nappy on, and he's asleep, and has been for 35, I reckon 40 minutes now, which means that he's any moment will get up, and this is what I've done. I've set up the TV, and so it's going. It's a movie that runs for an hour and a half. So even if he sleeps for another half hour, I can take him upstairs and put him there. But little later in the show today, I know you guys aren't the people to lean on when it comes to parenting tips, but I want to lean on.
I'll give you some.
You guys. Yeah, I knew. That's why I brought it to you, because you're the guy that would give parenting advice. You're an advice monster.
How do you feel about?
I want that.
Seth's sort of feedback around screens. How are you feeling about it at the moment?
I don't know if Seth, when he told us to limit screens until they're sort of 4 or 5, I don't think he factored, working from home and a pandemic breakout. I don't know if that was factored in.
Yeah, I think.
The bomb's woken up. Oh my god! Can you guys just talk? I'll be back.
Sure.
Okay, no worries.
Sevs.
Yeah.
Can we talk about your catfish?
Yeah, sure.
So
if it is a catfish.
Well, so you received a message.
You've really doubled down on it now.
Well, yeah, you received a message from someone who was like, "Hey, I love you," and from their city, and they posted.
And it wasn't Grace.
It wasn't Grace, and it was a photo of the person, and it had it in the text. And it was sent via sort of the Instagram. What is it called? It's like a Snapchat feature.
Yeah, it's Instagram's disappearing photos in your DMs.
And so you received this. Do you know how long this person's been following you for?
No, I think it's pretty recent. I would say last couple of days.
Okay. And they've said that they've been listening
3 days
to
ago.
us.
Here you go, found it 3 days ago.
Okay. So they said that they've been listening since April 30.
Yeah.
And
real specific last year, yeah.
And so I straight away said, not that you're interested anyway, but I said, mate, catfish.
Catfish.
What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's looking more and more like it is a catfish. Yeah, it's.
I just come in halfway. Are we talking about Grace? Is she not real?
No, Sev's received a message from someone that was saying that they love him, and sent two different messages, and then started talking about the show. I don't think this person's legit.
Hang on.
Well, I mean, yeah.
I want to. Have you read the messages out yet, or?
No, we haven't read the messages out yet.
Can you do that?
This is juicy. Jeez, I didn't know about this.
Hang on.
Did you know about this, Josh?
For one, Josh.
Yeah, I did know about it. Obviously, everything goes past me.
Have you found the ABN?
Well, so
some kind of who is lookup?
I tell you what I did do. Let's Sevs read out the messages, and then I'll tell you what I've done.
Okay, so it's hard because all the messages are in the photos that are being sent. So the questions are in the photos, and so I'm just replying to them. And so the photo would have been, I don't know, I love listening to the show or whatever. And I was like, how long have you listened for? And I did laughing faces as well. And she said, why are you laughing at me? And then wrote every episode since 30th of April last year. Also, just a huge fan of you. Have you watched Tiger King?
Mate, well, I mean, this is lovely. This is just, you've never had banter before with a woman.
No, but
I mean,
but it just had it. So the person had 0 posts on their Instagram. It's private, and I think that the photos sent felt like something you'd see on MTV's Catfish.
There's a few things here. Great if it is a catfish, because content's king, and as we know, content is king. King, far out. Lion King. No, what's it called? Is it Lion King? No,
Tiger King. Tiger King.
Tiger King. Yeah, King. Got the name in it. Lion King.
I only
Lion
just
King's a
realised
great
that's
film.
probably why they call it Tiger King. It's a play on words with Lion King.
Lion King.
But they also, he owns tigers. He does own lions as well, and a bunch of other weird shit. But so yeah, content great. I mean, you can't. It could be. It could be real. You might fall in love with this person.
No. So I tried to do some investigative work. Did a bunch of Googling.
God, is stalking now just investigative work? Is that right?
No, it's not stalking. It's definitely not stalking.
Oh no, you absolutely no. That's stalking.
What I did?
Yeah, absolutely.
Is it illegal?
Hang on, fess up what you did.
What are you sniffing?
The bum cream. It's still on my desk.
Okay, don't
Brazilian
sniff
bum cream.
I was just hang on. Sorry, I've just got a message from Harry saying, "Hey, how dare you talk about? Should I say a name?
No.
No, okay.
No, don't say
how dare you talk about this potential catfish behind her back? Don't let this get between us."
Okay, so Harry's obviously been talking so what I did last night was I used a website which gives you a short link. So I created a short link for the Daily Talk Show, and if you go to that link, your IP address is shown to me. And so
and then a dummy can work this out. You just take that IP, go to the IP, look up, and then you paste it, and you can see where they're coming from in the world. Is that what you did?
Yeah, and so I wanted to see if it was in the city. The thing is that I tested it out with Bree, worked a treat just through text message, and then I tried it on Instagram. So I sent a message and said, "Hey Gronks." So I wanted to make it seem like it was sort of for everyone. Someone called
if you're listening,
Data
if you are the
just said hi
person.
On
if you're
YouTube.
if you're the person that has sent this message to Mason and we've got it totally wrong, just know this is Josh's behaviour. This is not unnormal. So almost see it as a compliment that he's just doing what he does.
But anyway, so I sent a DM through Instagram, and Instagram saw what I was doing and didn't.
Can we just read out the DM, please?
Oh, can you? I don't have it. Can you read it out?
Okay, yeah. Gronks, thanks for listening to the Daily Talk Show. Have you checked out our new page for our latest announcements? And then you just put in this link to try find their IP address. You're an animal. You can't do that.
You're an absolute. I'm going to send you a bag of shit.
It wasn't official business. That was just me sort of going out on my own and having a crack.
How many reds did you had at that point?
No,
this is getting dangerous.
No, I don't know.
Was this on the Daily Talk Show? It was on our Daily Talk Show.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you don't. What would you do, TJ? I think, Sevs, for one, you should just ask.
I mean, there's no commitment over Instagram message. So hang on, can you just run through without us interrupting the text message feed, or is that it? Have you already done it?
No. So then, yeah. So they mentioned what episode are you on of the Tiger King? Haven't started. But
see the photos. You can't show them, but TJ, I think if you saw the photos, it's got real catfish vibes.
But this is what I found out. If you screenshot a photo someone sent to you in Instagram, they get a notification. And so I was screenshotting every photo that was coming through because I was like, "Oh, this is full on." So I screenshotted them, and then they messaged.
And so when you screenshot them, what's the first thing you do?
Send them to you.
Thank you.
I got to find the message. But anyway, she called me out for screenshotting they called me out for screenshotting every Yeah, every photo sent.
So is it too much for Sevs to ask her to take a photo with one finger on her nose and one finger covering her right eyebrow?
Why would you do that? What does that mean?
Well, because she wouldn't
To
have
make
that
sure
I
photo
see,
on
I
file.
see. And then it has to match up. I mean, these catfish people go to a lot of effort. And yeah.
I did a reverse Google search, couldn't find any photos.
But hang on. What's jumping straight,
It feels
is
malicious. It feels
dating
like,
dead because you're thinking everyone's a catfish?
No,
Is that
zero
what Neve has
posts.
done to us?
Why would the first message be, I love you?
Oh, because Mr. 97, love you all. He's really adopted my love you strategy.
I have, haven't I?
And probably taken a bit too far, emailing people directly. He's probably already telling Grace that he loves
he's
her.
waiting for the weddings are back on.
Yeah.
Weddings are back on. Is that right?
No, he's waiting for weddings to be back on.
Oh, he's waiting. I thought you said weddings are back on. Yeah. I mean,
What,
dude,
so do
just
you
play
think-
it out.
No, I don't think play it out. I don't think like if this is, Darren from fucking Collingwood that's chatting to you, we want to know.
They don't seem like they're wanting anything. They're just looking for a vulnerable 19-year-old. Are you 20 yet? 20. You're 20.
Yeah, I'm 20. But I reckon this person's less than maybe 15, 16.
Years old.
Okay. Well,
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's my guess.
That's a problem.
That's my guess.
be
That's a huge
careful.
problem.
I mean, a little bit.
Be
yeah.
careful is all I'll say. But just
Mate, and you're trying to
let's-
find their IP address.
I didn't realise that they would have been underage.
if you are the
I would have just
person-
blocked.
if you are this person, can you please just tell us, are you catfishing or are you legit and in love with Mr. 97?
I have
Because,
theories on who I think.
Get
it is
in
within
line
Gronk
if that's the
community.
case. You have a theory of who it is?
I don't want to defame anyone or suggest who I think it is,
absolutely
but
not. Don't.
maybe I already know who it is. Maybe the IP thing did work, and maybe if you're listening right now, you need to back off.
And yeah, and maybe it's you, Josh. You've got so bored. You got cabin
Mate,
fever.
your IP did come up heaps on that little
Yeah, I'm
website.
testing it. The other thing too,
VPN. Just get a VPN. You won't be able to tell.
Yeah, no, but they would have to. Yeah, don't give them ideas. But Sevs did show me a photo. He was complaining that I'm not smiling in any of the thumbnails, and I said,
It's because do you know why?
Why?
Because you do look like you're concentrating on switching. Like your eyes are never towards the camera unless it's on you and you're doing a piece to camera. There we go. We got a nice thumbnail there. That's all you get, Sevs.
Great.
So that's it. Anyway, you guys are creeps. You guys are absolute creeps.
But
Sevs.
no, Sevs had a photo of me. He said, "This is the best photo that I've got of you," and I said it was going to be part. If I'm ever on Netflix, whether that's through a comedy special or a true crime, could be one of the two. It could be the next, Tiger King.
You doing a piece of stand-up or an expose
Which is more
on how you
likely.
used to just expose for sure. He started when he tried to extort the South Pacific Health Club. He moved on to bigger fish.
That did happen. Bree went and picked up a puzzle from work, so we could do a puzzle together.
Is that actually legit off the back of ScoMo mentioning
No, we were planning
the
it
jigsaw
before,
thing, or
but before ScoMo got his what's his partner's name?
who?
ScoMo. Jenny. Yeah.
Mate, I haven't seen ScoMo's partner actually.
No, Jenny. She was the one that
Jenny,
went and
Jenny Morrison.
got the puzzles.
Okay, so Jenny's gone to get the puzzles. Bree's gone to get your puzzle from work. When are you going to do this puzzle?
Well, so it's we've got to find a surface area that's big enough because our dining table doesn't come for 2 weeks. But I'm thinking it's a 500 piece, and I'm not passionate about the actual illustration that we're puzzling together. And so what I wanted was a world map or something that's a little bit sort of more international, a bit travel-y. But I believe it's a woman. It's just a photo of an image of a woman on a chair or something.
I mean, women are puzzling. If there's any correlation between the puzzle, as Mr. 97's finding out.
Bloody women. Jeez. Don't get me started. Just have a wine, boys. Cheers.
I tell you the different. Think about this though. Dating in today's age. It's not something Josh and I have to navigate. Sevs, it's something you're navigating. But think about if you just met somebody and you were physical. So you're in the same your location. You've hooked up with them. You might have kissed them once or slept with them. And now, just with all the shit that's going on, like where does it leave people?
Just cutting away to your face, your dumb face when he's talking. Funny.
I mean, I'm out of touch here, but is anyone listening on YouTube?
Yeah, Ryan,
watching
Leah.
YouTube?
Yeah, Leah says just joined. Sev's being catfished? Question mark. Yes, it's not Grace.
Well,
Grace is 100. Well, because Sev's has upgraded to FaceTime video with Grace.
Yeah. Well, okay. No, so on the dating thing, think about apps like Tinder where you can get sort of flings. Especially the activity some gay men get up to on those gaydar or these things. Like I've got friends that I saw one mate and he's just like, I'm like, what are you doing tonight? He's like, just getting some sex. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, oh, I'll just get some sex. I'll go on the app and I'll have some sex. So what, you mean you just you don't even know you're going to get it, but you know that you can based on the app and just meeting up. Like think about how that would have slowed down because of the coronavirus. Yeah. There's less sexual activity. I mean, this is maybe, I don't blame this person for catfishing you. What else have they got to do? They might just be in quarantine. And just
when he said, I'm just getting sex, were you like, how are you getting sex? Were you interested?
Yeah. This is where he was, and then told me about medication that is, I looked it up. It's like, it's almost promoted at the gay community and it reduces the chance of AIDS by 80% or 90%, which means that you can, they don't say it like this, but if you have unprotected sex, there's a much, much lower risk and you take it daily. And I was just fascinated. How much is it? How long do you take it for? Anyway, I looked into it.
Shows ago, I think you must be
No, I mentioned it to you. I didn't mention it on the show. I actually mentioned it to you.
Oh, was it not on the show?
No, I don't think so. It's the first time I've
heard. But yeah, I mean, it's an interesting thought. And so casual hookups aren't happening. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, this is changing the landscape for, for the dating scene.
TJ, you had a long distance relationship with Amy before you got married.
Oh, it was great. Absolutely great. I loved it because, so we met in Bali. I was flying home Amy was flying home the next day. I was flying out 2 days later, and it was, the fun sort of carefree nature of, well, we don't live in the same city. But then when I got back, I was in Shepparton at the time, and it was a nice reason to go to a city that I loved, which is Sydney, and even more Bondi. And so, yeah, it definitely added to the spark. And the problem with online dating that I never really, it was sort of first iteration of Tinder when I was still single,
testing
just before I met Amy.
MVP.
It was just random, and like it wasn't the fuck fest that it is now. And it was bots getting onto me. Like I remember having this one bot that was just like, Jules Lunn was on my phone. He was loving it.
What do you mean? What do you mean? What is this bot?
It was a bot, literally, that was auto sending, or it might have been someone on it trying to like, hey, go to this link. It was almost was it you, Josh?
Yeah, it was just trying to get your IP address.
It ends up like they're trying to con you, right? And so it was weird. I don't know if that is happening as much. There's more people on it, more actual real users. Anyhow, I always found with those dating apps that there's no spark. I like having kind of meeting somebody and it's like feeling sort of lots of feelings. It's kind of nice. It's not the reality for everybody, but I was grateful that I met Amy, and then we kind of kept this sort of spark going because she was interstate. And so there was the phone calls and And it's like the first time I called her, I made up some bullshit story that she had me hat. And I lost my hat, and I was like, "Do you have my hat?" It's just so stupid. I knew exactly what I was doing. She knew exactly what I was doing. Absolutely not. I just thought I needed some reason. You need some reason to start a conversation, and so. But yeah, I think the distance is why we grew this sort of really nice relationship, where we had breaks from each other. So when you're not just catching up 3 nights a week, it's like once on a weekend, and it was quite intense. You're hanging with each other for extended periods of time and forming a great bond, and then you sort of step away from it and talk on the phone. But it's
so
it's really
what's your
nice.
advice for long distance relationships?
Well, I mean, if it's going to play out, and I mean, this is the thing. I think relationships, there's just so much around timing. Like if I was,
I'm cutting to him again because he's doing a cheeky smile.
if I was in Melbourne and Amy was in Melbourne and we met in Bali, I don't know. I don't know if it would be the same. I can't really say based on it not being the reality, but I just think there was something about intrigue of someone from another state, and just kept that going for a little bit longer to get us through some of those first sort of stages of a relationship where you're building a friendship and trust and learning about each other, and learning to love each other. And so I think I think it's definitely advantageous in some respects, because you've got your own space, and then you kind of got to test the waters and fly to Perth, all that kind of stuff. It's fly to Sydney, it's cut to his face.
Sorry, a bit delayed.
Yeah, there he is. He even sat up. That's how funny he got about it. But yeah, so mate, it's a bit of fun, and it might work or it might not for people that are doing long distance relationships. But hey, that's not one of us. Anyway, before we finish up, can I get some parenting advice?
Mm-hmm.
So
you're right. How tired is Sevs though? Can we just mention how tired?
Can I just say this whole episode I've just been holding in my my yawns, and so I just had an absolute meltdown just before where I held it in, but my eyes didn't. So it was just like one of those.
Yeah, I saw one eye close and the other eye
Just my eyes are twitching and everything. Still, it's twitching.
Yeah, I'm getting twitchy eye. What's going on, boys? Why is this happening?
We're tired.
Why are we so tired?
Time.
We're all
so
screwed.
Go on. Parenting advice.
Yeah, so I'm feeling like, I don't feel great about giving Bodhi a screen. Seth Godin's, looking down on me right now. But we got to get the show out. And I was thinking, like last week, noticing him and seeing how sort of disrupted he is with no routine. And I'm trying to work out what his routine looks like, and simultaneously what my new routine looks like with you guys. And so a few things, I've been getting up super early to do some work before Bodhi wakes up. And it's lovely because he runs down, he's happy, and he sees me, runs to me and cuddles. But, then mum goes to work and we drop her there. But I'm trying to build out a routine. So I've just I want to optimize this. And because I feel like I want to be a good dad. I am a good dad, but I want to be a better dad. So today I've created in my Notion 30th of March 2020, and I've started outlining what his food has been, and also what his activities have been. Because I'm thinking about, like, you pull him out of daycare, and that's structured learning. There's constant care.
Learning much? What's the learning that you're doing when you're in daycare?
Oh no, but you can't. Yeah, it's not like they're just packing kids in a room and that's it. They have painting time. They do cultural dancing, and like they bring in people from outside.
Could he do a belly dancing thing for us on the show?
Well, here's the thing. It's different with Dad. I'm not somebody dressed in, not native Indian, but like
you could
Indian.
Be.
No, I can't do that on camera. I could do it off camera, but no. So like they actually get the full experience, and they're doing structured drawing and exploring sort of tactile things. Like I'm out of my depth here, boys. I'm being a stay-at-home dad, and I've got no idea. I mean, I'm not. You guys aren't sort of the people to lean on, but I thought, who else have I got? Okay. What have I got? So here is this is his day. Food. Do you want to know day on a plate or day on a podcast? Great. So 8:30 smoothie and toast ×1. 10:30 a.m. yogurt quarter serve.
Wait, what was the first one? What time was that?
8:30.
He's up before 8:30 though, isn't he?
Yeah, but I definitely gave it to him before, but I'm just putting times in there, mate. Let's not get specific. It's just sort of roughly.
Well, why put times at all if you're not being specific?
Because I want to know. I want to. It's like what time we left the house, which makes sense because he's still sort of eating his toast. It's I'm not. What are you taking the last? It's okay. Let's go. This is almost last bite or last mouthful. Okay. This is the time frame. Right. 8:30 smoothie and toast. 10:30 yogurt quarter serve. 1:15 2 eggs with cheese, and then it was about 3:30 3 p.m. 2 bites of a banana, and so that's all he's had today. But there's still the thing is he literally he's struggling. He's hungry, but he struggles because he's got no routine around eating. And
so that's the food thing. There's obviously no learning attached to that. If you got another bit that's
learning. Then the activities. Activities was a baby cheetah from the shops with Dad.
Well, that's seeming more like.
But food. I'm looking for opportunities. This is not to beat me down. Exercise out the back for 15 minutes, and we did a live stream. So I'm thinking about integrating live stream every day.
Doing the exercise, I thought that was so clever because he's releasing heaps of energy just before we do the show.
Yeah, exactly. That was my his whole life is structured around the Daily Talk Show. That's perfect. So no, I'm thinking every morning. What do you reckon? Every morning at 10 a.m. we do a live feed.
What about sprints? Could he get into sprints?
He likes the push-ups and squats, and he likes me sort of manhandling him and just lifting him. He gets around it. I could do swings. I could swing him around. I don't know. I'll explore. Do you reckon it's a good idea to keep doing live feeds every morning, 10 a.m.?
Definitely.
Okay, great. Would you join Sevs, like for a little workout with Bodie?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah, I even thought like Tommy Davidson, PT, get him to sort of join the live feed and run us through a training program. I thought we could actually get other trainers in. I could ask, a bunch of other people that we know
like
to
Durham
help
involved.
Us get Durham. Yep. So that was one of the activities, Josh. We went to the shops and we bought vegetables, and then in the car I got him to tell me back the vegetables we got. Oh, yeah. There's some learning. We could ask Bodie.
Is he there?
He's not here, but okay, I'll tell you. Potato, sweet potato, onions. You bored yet?
No.
Broccoli, leek, eggs. Can you guess what I'm making?
An omelette?
Frittata, close.
Big omelette.
Big omelette.
Yeah, it's a huge omelette. No, and then we did a outside bike session. And so, can you cut to you when you're drinking your glass? When you're drinking your wine, please? Let's go again.
Definitely.
Let's go again. As he sips from the ginormous glass. No, and so anyway, what else should I put in there? What's like so you've got like food category, activities category. Oh, we did some drawing. I forgot to put that in there, but he got a bit bored of that.
What about a love letter to mum? What about if he could write a love letter? A bit of creative writing.
Get him doing his gratitude journal already.
Mm. Dude, he's 3.
What about? Hang on. What about meditation? Could he, in Sam Harris's app, could you use? Was it Anita or Anika? Anika Harris.
Yep.
Her meditation.
I put one on in the car today, and he yelled at me and said, "That's for nighttime." And so, I mean, he's telling me what to do, but Anything else, Josh? So you're an ideas guy.
Well, so did you write down something around the creative writing stuff?
Write a love letter. Yep.
And
Meditation.
So, what about? I think these could be stuff with Amy being at work. You could double down on doing nice things. So then, you get
about a bit of cleaning.
Yeah, cleaning's good.
Right.
But
Could you get him going around the house with like a broom or something like that? I feel like you'd enjoy that. It might make a mess, or just picking up his stuff.
Yeah, great. Pick up stuff.
What about
make a game out of it?
So.
Picking flowers from the garden every Wednesday for Mum?
That's a great idea, Josh. Wednesday flower day.
Mm-hmm.
Wednesday flower day. Yep. What else?
Thursday. I'm thinking like spray painting pasta gold and then sticking it to a plate.
God, can you give a 3-year-old spray paint? Do you reckon?
Well, I think you could do the spraying.
Oh yeah, great idea. Spray paint pasta. I've actually got some. I've got some spray paint.
Mm-hmm.
It's at the office. I'll go pick that up. Great. No, this is good. What's happening on Friday? Friday night drinks?
Friday, I think it's toy audit. He's got to go through and put all of his toys into different categories.
He's not there yet. He's definitely not there yet.
What about so obviously though that language is a bit hard for him to understand, but what about just putting your color coordinating all of your toys, so putting them in a row from all the different colors?
Yeah. No, that's good. Ryan Spencer said Tommy, get some dice and teach him easy math.
Past and places, said Grace. I mean, the thing is that we're using up all of our supplies. Next, you're going to be making tuna can necklaces as well.
Leah's said tray of Play-Doh and toys on it.
She also wrote that librarians have recorded their reading stories, and that's been buying her a bunch of time.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, that's great. Can
what
you
about
send me
updating his LinkedIn?
Job ready?
Yeah.
Future fit. Get him to do a one-on-one with Andrea Clark.
Oh, what about this? What about something for Tuesdays? Recording a video message for one of his friends.
Great idea. Tuesday, good for presenting, getting his presenting skills up.
Including doing one for, I think it would be nice to do one for his normal daycare workers.
Video for friends. Shannon said that it's by law. Government enforced. So they have for the daycare stuff. So where I was saying, she said, let me say, it's too hard, Tommy. I swear to God, I do 50 different activities a day for her son. They have certain curriculum they meet in childcare. Obviously not as much as primary school, but they definitely have to follow a specific structure. It's government advised. So the point is, I'm seeing the effects of no structure on Bodhi, and I definitely need to lift my game.
So painting, Bree's texting through because she's watching in the other room. What do we think about painting?
Yeah, painting's great. We've got paints. I just need to sort it out because it was all dry. I couldn't find the paints.
Can you dial in some hand-eye coordination? Just I found with like catching tennis balls and stuff.
I found a ball. I found a ball near a tennis court, and I brought it home.
Great.
And I'm thinking about that. Just throwing him a ball.
What about making your own muesli?
Oh yeah.
So he could pick the ingredients that he's like goji berries and different bits and put them into glass jars, and then he could have them.
Cacao nibs.
Mate, we don't live in Toorak. This really sounds like something the Toorak.
No, you could use you could use I don't know what goes in. I'm just thinking like it could be nice. No, you can get like
get oats, bran. Is it brand?
What about orienteering? I love orienteering.
He's just a bit young for orienteering. I did think like I saw one on Facebook video where someone had put tape. I might go to the office and get some tape. You put tape, like coloured tape, all around the house, and it's like it leads you through the house, goes up onto tables, and so they have to get up there. They got to jump off. It's almost like a Ninja Warrior course.
Oh, that's fun.
But,
I saw something like
intense.
that. I saw something similar, just around the block.
Around the block.
What about? Have you seen the teddy bear thing?
What teddy bear thing?
So I saw Ben Fordham post about it. A bunch of people in the neighbourhoods are putting teddy bears in their window, and so the kids can walk around and try and spot teddy bear.
Oh, that's cute. That is cute.
But if your neighbourhood's not getting involved, it's going to be pretty disappointing.
Mostly old Italians around my neighbourhood.
Mm-hmm.
So there could be, we might find.
So
there is
pass
another
the
one,
next
Josh,
one.
that people are doing, putting up their Christmas lights, putting them back up to bring a bit of joy to the world.
Oh, yeah,
It's quite
that's
cute.
good. What about painting eggs for, I don't know if that's getting into the sort of the religious thing, but painting eggs for Easter?
No, I painted eggs as a kid. I remember doing it. As long as you get to eat eggs after it. Amy actually said, we should paint eggs, like as a family.
Mm.
It's that's a good one. Definitely painting eggs this week. And yeah.
What about, the things that go on Christmas trees? Is it a bauble?
Yeah, bauble, yeah.
When I was a kid, every Christmas, when I'd go to my nana's, we would all make our own baubles. Why don't you?
That's cute.
Why doesn't he make baubles? The other thing too is he could be doing cards for everyone that you could send out in the mail. Send something to Nana.
Oh, good idea. Yeah, she sent him the egg, so that's. I'm doing a trade-off with my dad. Can't get too close tomorrow. Get some wood off him. We're meeting in a side street. Yeah.
Why
Get
the
some
side
firewood.
street?
Well, it just sounded more theatrical. We are meeting in a side street just because he's working in a nearby suburb. So I'm just going to do a trade-off. But anyway, boys, I got to go pick up Amy. It's part of the routine. Bodie comes with me.
What about, could he do something in the car? I feel like there could be something creative in the car.
Good idea.
What about counting of red cars?
Great idea. Red car counting. Can we spot a red car? Red car spotting. Mate, don't even need to be a dad. This is dadding through me.
Yeah, I'm happy to do it this way.
You could play a directions game. Get Bodie to tell you how to get home.
He does. He almost knows. He's fucking real good at that.
What about getting him a compass just so he can learn about, although he won't understand it yet, if you just get him always, just get him looking at a compass, by the time he's 5, he'll know it off by heart.
Yeah, I also thought a magnifying glass so we can burn shit out the back.
Burn ants.
Yeah, Whitey said got to have some outdoor time. Definitely agree. To keep some structure, my 7-year-old is now officially in charge of breakfast every morning. Solid. We're also divvying up the house cleaning, maybe by room or day, not sure yet, and gardening every day.
What's something that in the morning that he could do just to make the day a really good start?
Where
Today's
I've
going to be a great day.
Yeah, it's going to be a great day. He just has to say that with his feet on the ground. That's from Tiny Habits by BJ Fogg.
Seriously, he's a different kid. I've dialed in that morning routine of smoothie and toast, and he's a new man. He just absolutely thrives. And so it's centered around food, that routine, but there's definitely something else we could do. The exercise.
It seems like the go-to for everyone.
Yeah, it is. Screens and food. No wonder kids get fat.
Leah said, for quietness in the car, I always do snacks. Car is messy, but they're quiet.
Mate.
That could be the book, Shoving Food in Their Face, a guide to...
Oh, I've got one. Clean the car.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Did you get around the vacuum cleaner? I feel like he'd love the vacuum cleaner.
Yeah, I could get him to use his blower. He could just blow stuff around. He does blowing, gardening. Yeah, that's good. Structured gardening. Structured blower time.
I think there's something that he could do in the morning. I really think that if you start the day right... I'm serious.
You're still dialing that in.
Well, but we're not speaking about me.
Yeah, I mean, we've got a chance to redo to give someone, redo what Josh made wrong.
So at the moment, does he just run in? Like, how does he start the day at the moment?
He gets up when he feels like it, which is usually 7 a.m., comes into mummy and daddy's bed, has a cuddle. But at that time, I'm downstairs. So now his new one is to run down to Dada. And he's so happy. He's smiling and runs over and gives me a big cuddle and a kiss.
So maybe he could, maybe he stands on a specific, you've got tiles in the kitchen?
Yeah, we get tiles.
What about just marking
do like a hopscotch thing with the tiles in the morning?
I was going to say even more specific. He just has to stand on one tile that you've sort of dedicated, and he just says, "I love you," and then he can move away from the tile.
I've got chalk on footpath outside.
Oh, that's fucking great. Bree and I have loved watching all of that from kids doing that.
We got chalk up the back. All right, guys, I've got to run, but nice one to get another episode in.
Yeah,
check in.
We're doing every day, 2 a day. Tomorrow we've got Brad Blanks on the show from New York. He's actually coming from Long Island because he's left Manhattan with everything that's going on. But we'll have that. Yep. If you Bree gave some feedback. She said make sure you're not making too many visual references because you're going to alienate your audio audience. And so I appreciate that. If you are listening, we do live stream. If you're live streaming and watching right now and you prefer to listen, you can do that on all the podcast apps. Great.
Oh, hear it right on cue, guys.
All right. It's a Daily Talk Show. Have a good one, guys.
See you tomorrow.
Bye.